Your next stroke is Petrissage. Effleurage and Petrissage are your two most important strokes, okay? Essentially, for now, you will be doing Effleurage and Petrissage before you do any other stroke that I'm about to show you in this series. So, same thing. I'm gone past the grounding. I'm coming over here. This safe way, just for lack of a better term, I do that a lot. A lot of people ask, or a lot of students ask, especially in the beginning, is how many strokes that you should do. And I think in your book, it states that you should do about 3 of each. And again, that is a good starting point, but I don't want you to get used to that, okay? So you do want to start off with your effleurage for a couple of reasons. One is to put the lubricant on. The second can be also to assess the tissue. So Charles might have some issues in this part of the calf. I might be able to feel some tightness in there, and it's like, okay, well maybe that's something that I can work out. So those things that you want to be made aware of. Now he also mentioned his hamstrings. So once I get to up about here, I can definitely feel some things that are going on. So Petrissage is next. It is where you are picking up the tissue from its ordinary position and you are squeezing it. So it's kind of like, remember we did wax on, wax off? It's that same kind of idea where you are picking up the tissue and squeezing. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. You want to get the inside and the outside of the calf. You want to work your way up the leg. This is an endangerment site behind the knee, so you don't want to put any undue pressure behind there, okay? I am also in my horse stance, if you hadn't noticed it, okay? So I'm going to about here on the leg. I'm not going to be going any higher than that. And then I'm going to work my way to the outside. And it's nothing that you do fast, okay? Again, grip that tissue, pick it up, and squeeze it. And then you want to work your way back down. Now you could do a couple more of these if you want to, especially if this is a new stroke and you just want to practice it. So you can practice kneading up the leg and kneading back down. I am still in my horse stance. When I am done with kneading, I'm going to flush everything out with effleurage. Do that one more time. And I'm done with this leg, so I'm going to do nerve strokes. I'm going to redrape, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. But I'm not going to do the opposite side. I'm going to go right to the back. When you are kneading the back, after you have done a couple of effleurage openers. From the side that you are standing on, you are going to need from the opposite side. You don't want to risk hyperextension of your wrist. You want your wrist to be in a neutral position when you are kneading. So you don't want to be on the same side that you're standing on. You want to be on the opposite side. Wax on, wax off. Pick up and squeeze and knead. So it's almost like you're milking that tissue of whatever toxic buildup that may reside. And then with your effleurage, you are flushing it out. Make sure you get those traps. For those of you who have tight traps, you never want to miss the traps. And so also, while we're here, if you will notice that his skin is turning red, that's a good thing. That is called hyperemia. And that essentially means that there's fresh blood, oxygen, and nutrients that is coming to the surface of the skin and nourishing the muscle tissue that's being worked on. And it doesn't matter if you start at the traps and go down, and then, or you start at the small of the back and work your way up, just as long as everything is addressed. And so of course, you're going to do the same thing on the other side, but before I do that, I'm just going to give it just a nice dose of effleurage. So I'm just going to do a short one on this side. So again, paying attention to my body mechanics. All I'm doing is just leaning into it. I'm not doing any bending whatsoever. Finish it up. Nerve strokes. Turn over for me, please. Let's see if I can. Nope. when it comes to kneading the arm, this is where you're essentially going to pick this limb up. And so you're going to kind of divide the forearm in half. So the outside hand is going to pick up and squeeze this whole forearm from wrist to elbow, and then back again. And then switch hands. So this one is doing the holding and this one is doing the work. So you can kind of see where my fingers are underneath the forearm. So I'm just picking it up and squeezing. He's got tight forearms, especially on this end. And then you're going to give that a nice dose of Petrissage. And then same thing, from elbow to deltoid. You are going to split it and then pick up and squeeze. So I'm not going to have his hand out this way, it's going to be out this way. So I might have to move the camera again unless you can. I think we got a better view. Here we go. So bring it up just a little bit. Pick up and squeeze. Pick up and squeeze. Pick up and squeeze. So my other hand is just holding, okay? So I can be able to get this tissue on this side and then switch. So now I switch to my position, one foot in front of the other, pick up and squeeze. Now if it's a female, it's a lot of breast tissue that's coming out this way, just bring the arm out a little bit so that you can be able to work this, okay? Nice dose of Petrissage here, nice dose of Petrissage here, okay? Then you can do the whole arm. Nerve strokes, return. When we get to the 12 o'clock minute, that's when I always get a little. So the main thing that I want you to see, in terms of kneading, oops, sorry. You have this tibial bone here. So essentially, your hands are going to be like back here so that when you're kneading, the fingers are on one side and then the thumbs are working the other side. And then once you get to the quads, you're picking up and squeezing here, here, and then on the outside here. Okay? So when you're done, Petrissage. So it is Petrissage, Petrissage, and I'm going a little fast because I'm running out of time. We're at 14 minutes. Petrissage and nerve strokes. Same thing on the other side. The feet will be under separate video.